Down and out in Beverly Hills. Well, that's the theme for today is Los Angeles. One of my favorite snare drums, a matching Dodge Ram conversion van, forest green. Well, let's get into it. This is, in fact, the universe. This is the heavy metal happy hour of power, and I'd like you guys to come one, come all. Make sure that somebody comes, for Christ's sake. Well, let's digress. Neil deGrasse Tyson has some awesome suit preferences. Yay, Universal Soldier. Well, like I told you before, we are working our way to the It Goes to 11 show. And here we are, with a very special guest we've called out to the arms, reaching deep into the universe's grab bag, and I got a couple special emails for you. I don't know if any of you guys remember a band, The Apex Theory, but they've become Mount Helium, N10 of the End, and Sammy J. Watkins, Dave Hakobian, and Artine are doing some magical things. But first, I'd like you to put your hands together for the freak of nature himself, Frank Freak of Nature.
Well, we've got some great white balance tonight, that is without question. Well, let's serve that down to a reasonable crawl. It's episode 11 of the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. I'm Frank Freak of Nature, and I'd like you guys to sit back. Holy Christmas nuggets. Find your favorite carbonated beverage, maybe a Toke or two, and when you get a chance, make sure you like and subscribe. But like I mentioned a moment ago, I'd like to also, let's get this next little cue ready, because there's nothing worse than redundancy. I think this can cruise. This is just gonna cruise right into my favorite little homage. So you guys, I'm sure you're aware that this is the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power, that I'm Frank Freak of Nature, and I'd like to thank the universe for the walk-on songs. Now everyone stop. Take out an earbud. Look at somebody next to you on the train. I was on the L train earlier today. That was a complete fiasco. There was like 720 of us in a tiny little 55,000 train car times 10. What is that? 555,000 pounds of American heavy metal. Whew. I need to get one of those keys for the doors. You can buy them online. Don't tell anyone. So anyway, I'm Frank Freak of Nature. That is the rain and thunder in the background. That is part of our gentle law that occurs right at the beginning of the show. A hop, skip, and a jump right out of the gate. But one of the things that's, we've got no notes pulled. A lot of these shows are producing well. A lot of lackluster malarkey. And I am the omnitask. To omnitask or not to omnitask? Fail. Oh my gosh. Well, at least we're getting no white balance out of that. I would encourage the preparation of the show. But I'm going to give you guys a little snippet. When we usually wind this thing up, we'd like to thank Uncle Carlos for all of his fierce epic guitar playing. He can actually attest to this band that's being mentioned tonight. One of our warmest and kindest magical do-gooders. Some of the most high-octane entities that I've ever come in contact with. And that is, wait for it, the Apex Theory. Are you a fan of the Apex Theory? Do you remember any of their tours? Do you remember how well orchestrated these songs were? How crafted and well rehearsed? I have seen a lot of things occur in my time, but one of the fewest things that I've seen is total regard for the musicality and the gaggling and the togetherness. Let's see if we can get a little white balance. It is dark in here today. Oh, that's a little better. Piazza, right? Oh yeah, Uncle Mike Piazza. Whoa, bam. Let's see if we can get a little key light on this. Just no matter what. Alrighty then. So anywho, as this song rolls mindlessly into the dull space of my cerebral cortex. Oh, we are hitting the road, Jack. Somebody's on the stream. We don't really have enough to, by golly, make this stream available to you. And I believe this is day 2 of the salmon teas. I have a huge feti for the old man colors. What is going on here? Oh, we're cruising. What's happening is this thing is having a hard time processing its little binary code and voltage episode. Let's see if we can jump out of that. So this is episode 11. There's a good Spinal Tap reference in there for you somewhere. If there's not, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm feeling a few Spinal Tap references. I did forget the video background. I'd like to thank the Diege company in China. Some of my buddies have gotten over there and sent me these links. They're moving like 650 moving lights in clusters. It's unbelievable. I think we have broken the machine. The machine is no longer transporting the delicate sounds of thunder. Well, there it is again. Uncle Carlos! I think you remember some of the days. Now, this episode is brought to you entirely by Glitch Mob Anti-Freaking Arachnoidal Death Charge Video Game Rock. The things that you're most afraid of. Wait a second, modern music is actually way cooler than anything that's come before because it's modern music. Now, the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. Let's see if we got... Ha 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 ha. There's oh, wait, you probably should have, let's see if we can get this up. Pun intended! Brother Martino, oh, we lost our, Brother Martino exists. That man has taken me to places that you can't even imagine. That money, I'm not talking about Cloak and Dagger. We're at the 38th floor of the Bank of America building again. There's all kinds of weird Kool-Aid and people keep falling over, man. And I swear to crap, I thought my ATM card just got stuck. They were going to get me a new card. Then this one time there was a goat. So yeah, In That Sky Is Something Watching led me to a million just ridiculous shows. We did more shows than you could shake a proverbial stick at. Let me see if I can mute this. So let's just double check that we're hot to trot. Look at that. There is a verification scheme. Now, Dave, Art, and Sam, there are lyrics in a song called Light Post that are simply, get out! And you are walking into a room with your notes. You're like, here's my block diagram of your band, guys. I'm going to patch all these microphones into these inputs of the stage. There's going to be a kick drum. There's going to be another kick drum. There's going to be snare top and bottom, hi-hat, top 1, 2, 3, 4, over. There'll be a ride cymbal. Can we put a China cymbal up? Because I noticed that Sammy does a lot. What's up with the bucket? Stereo bucket? Cool, no problem. Dave, bass guitar, and DI, straight up vocal. Guitar, clean and dirty, vocal, done. No freaking samplers, no 80 channels of computers, just a glob of magic, completely missing any of the fraudulence of synthetic music. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with electronic music. I make a ton of it. It is actually amazing what you can do with Reason and Reaper. Reaper.fm, Reason.com. You're going to go to a Propellerhead site and download the free demo and run it for eons. And if you're smart, you'll learn how to patch that sacred audio digitally with Reaper. And when I mention the input list for the holes, the apex theory, let me see if I can find this thing that I looked for the other day. So I go, you guys got to search OMSO hum, Om so hum. I think we can actually, let's see how far we can get away with this. This probably will activate the copyright ninjas. Now, if we're lucky... Feel it. So before the legalities that be, and this key light is going to go. This is completely unacceptable on all levels. Sorry, Mike Piazza. Kyle! Now, one of the grandest things that the Apex Theory provided for me was the understanding of a live environment and the purpose to do the best comprehensible job you can with the limitations of the venue or the production equipment or the lighting, do-gooders who are not available that day. So, you find yourself, on small bus tours really doing a lot of work. And that has to be from the heart or you will lose your mind. I mean, I was drinking a lot more than anyone ever should in those days in the mid 2000s to the early teens. I mean, it was probably 6 or 7 years of you better freaking be glad that I have self-control or we'd all be freaking in prison. Gotta be careful because you keep breaking out in handcuffs. Now, this is episode 11, and if there is something that you will find, it's brotherhood, sisterhood, family, that you gather throughout the ages with or without. I wonder what's going on with logo up, big book, and show. Oh, look at that. Magic. Ta-da! Right here could be very pertinent information about your band. Be sure to like and subscribe. And there will be information in the description below. Yes, please look up some of the other videos. These are going to have a rolling order, a systematic chronology, some kind of lineage or, index. But we were talking about various drum elements in the warm-up and really just playing some fun old blips. But I realized that one of the reasons this show came to be was all of the broadcast radio that has occurred over many years, just lucking out with bands, playing in bands, calling radio stations to harass them and get on the air, because, I mean, that is the most fun thing you'll do. I mean, it's like calling CNN. You're like, hey, am I on live with CNN? Yeah, this is my opinion. They're like, try not to swear. You're like, I'm not going to flip and do that. But I'm going to give you guys a little saucy teaser of some of my brothers. Met them as heroes, and it's amazing. I love him so much. Well, Sammy J said he is busy in a session right now, but give me a bit and maybe he'll be available. Artine is asking, this is kind of impromptu. This is off the docket, sitting on the docket of the bay, watching the time roll away, and it's oh so totally epic, right? Breathe. We were getting on the L train the other day. This is about November of 2018. This guy is trying to be Captain Fantastic, and that is my job. I am a douchebag. Kunt. It is totally up to me to look out for people and be awesome. But, it gets pushy in the morning, and I've learned how to not just stand there and never get on a train car, because you guys know, like if you've ever been in New York City, you have about 2 seconds to take a gander before you're ran over by the mass of demonic, hateful morning coffee oppressive. Yes, I'll pour this 320 cup of lava onto you. Get out of my way. Thank God you're wearing 400 layers, because it's that bloody cold. But things that gave me the strength and endurance and longevity to come and work here in New York with you dynamic, over-the-top, frigid, frothing entities is to learn, to figure out what makes us all tick. And it is the magic of a hard-working, over-the-top, well-organized, legendary rock and roll outfit like the Apex Theory. That as a drummer, I couldn't find the kind of satisfaction playing in a band at the time. And as somebody who really needed to, where is, that is a bummer. Does it get to work? I was pretty sure, Burglar Soup, I was pretty sure it was like, there it is. Ha, 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 ha. Axis pedals, Iron Cobra. Stepping over the hi-hat. So you've got a hi-hat pedal, double bass. So for you guys in your perspective, over here in drumland, it'd be, bass drum hi-hat and then the other kick. So the hi-hat spans, and Sammy's feet are, if you watch them, they turn into 6 feet. And Burglar Soup was recorded on analog tape. Just let that rattle around. Just rattle around in your magnificent brain for a minute. Let's see if we can get this to run correct. Please, God, let the magic rise from the machines. Let the heavens part in 1476, Matthew 28:55. Let the people rejoice. Oh, we are. There's a typo negative logo in the background. We'll do logo big. Bow, bow, bow. Now that is a very, very humble acknowledgement of typo negative. It is Halloween time, and if you've yeah, I see that, but you're gonna have to hang on a second. Yes. One more time. Enjoy the tune. Apex Theory, burglar soup. Ha! right. We kind of jumped right in there. That was the deep end, if you will. That was as deep as the end of the pool gets. For now, we're going to jump back here for a second. I'm going to get this nice and low. Now, if you don't know where you are, this is the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. I'm Frank Freakin' Nature. And some of my heroes have been some of my best friends. And some of the most terrifying things like religious organizations and banking institutions that seem to be incomprehensible. Well, they may be. That's why the community centers, the community groups, and all your fellow brothers and sisters out there are there. You just have to reach out, extend a hand, and go, hey, is it possible that you could tell me what's up? People may not know. You may not get good advice. But, this is astonishing how little will the machine has to process its data. It's not doing anything. All it's trying to do is what it was intended to do. And of all of the MSI, or Alienware machines that I've come in contact with, or Asus, or for all you Asus guys out there and girls, I wonder if we have any control here. No, not a bit. So I'm going to do, just to irritate my processing brain, look at the fail. So, the primary objective of this show is in no way to be sing-songy or televangelistic or, overly wax poetic, even though any chance we can talk about Miles Davis or Henry Rollins, that would be pretty cool because those guys somehow have overcome adversity. I'm pretty sure Mr. Miles Davis, way more so than any of us, but the 50s, unlike the 80s, were a completely different world. I don't know how any of those folks ever lived. But when you look at the lights, let's see, I think we got a stop function here. It's the first time I walked into a room, and we'll work our way around to Light Post from the Apex Theory. But these guys were one of the hardest working bands that I'd come in contact with in Los Angeles in the early 2000s. And thank goodness that, they, enabled me to earn a place in their roster and, the sweet ability to produce their live sound for, so many shows, at least 50 shows, about 100 shows, maybe 150. It got pretty blurry in the last part of the 2000s because we were running the hell out of the Troubadour in Hollywood, California. And really, I think the Troubadour in Hollywood, California was running the hell out of us. And that led us up the block to a little place, the Music Box Theater, where 1 million of your shows have been produced. I'm talking so many great shows between all of these houses. But Dave, Art, and Sam, really legendary human beings, proving the universe is inherently good. The universe doesn't in any way seek out your total demise. You find the demise ability within your existence. And I know this because I have had to really read a lot of jargon. The writ of certiorari. Look that up. That's going to come in handy. W-I-R-T, certiorari. I'm not even going to try to spell it again because I'll just start making up words like Cheshire Cat and cherish the one I love and cherish. I'm going to pick you up. You're going to be on TV. Now, Dave, Art, and Sam brought two of the wickedest and most brilliant geniuses, Ada and Avo. I still know to this day, and if the business can get anywhere, it's going to get us back together more and more. But these guys, I have one of the funniest stories, and I don't care if this rubs you the wrong way and we slough off a bunch of people. Herb is okay. So we are in the van. We have a Ford Econoline van, white van. There's, Sammy is freaking driving. I'm passenger. Ada's behind me. His brother is far passenger left. Davey's in the back trying to chill. Ada makes this beautiful, wonderful, final dube for the night. And you're going, all right, let me get this all set up. I crack the window just a teeny smudgy bit. This is a were you there moment. One of the segments that will eventually evolve out of the gobbledygook that is this show. But I was super excited and racially aware and sensitive or not, there is a joke that is going to just stay in a little side pocket. But you know what the Jimmy Billy Bob, Jimmy Bo Bob joke is, the few of you out there. It's absolute comedy. But this doobity doob 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 da ba da bing bing ba 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 da ba 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 ran. Hang on a second. I got a little sample for you. This is a spoiled, rotten frog hunting death machine. Bump, do. All right, say hello. Look, she's so mad. Meow, 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 purr, purr.